This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 1939. How to Stick with Clean Eating When You're Tempted to Give Up by Jen Hayes of jenhayes.me. And I'm Dr. Neal Malik, reading you some of the most popular health and fitness blogs out there, with permission from the websites, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. And don't forget, we have a bunch of shows where we narrate articles for you. Just search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing this to find all of them. Now, I'm still a little bit congested this week, and I apologize for that. Allergies are getting the best of me. So I'm going to keep this intro nice and short so we can get right to today's article and continue optimizing your life. How to Stick with Clean Eating When You're Tempted to Give Up by Jen Hayes of jenhayes.me. There are numerous reasons to start eating clean. Maybe you want to lose weight, or perhaps you just want to be healthier. Whatever the reason, it can be difficult to stick with a whole food diet when you're used to eating an unhealthy diet. I've been eating a vegan, whole food diet for the past couple of years now, and believe me, I never would have imagined I could stick with a strict diet for this long. Prior to starting this diet, my 5 food groups were 1. Chocolate, 2. Bread, like lemon bread, chocolate chip bread, cinnamon swirl bread, 3. Salty processed foods like pretzels, Cheez-Its, and Chex Mix, 4. Chocolate muffins, and 5. Turkey sandwiches. If I can stick to a whole food diet, so can you. Here are 5 tips for how to stick with clean eating when you're tempted to give up. 1. Determine your approach. Before starting a clean eating diet, I recommend determining whether you're an abstainer or a moderator. An abstainer is someone who prefers hard and fast rules. This person prefers to stick to a strict diet. If they have one chip, they might eat an entire bag. Once they start, they find it difficult to stop. A moderator, on the other hand, prefers to enjoy treats in moderation. This person would feel too restricted by extreme rules. They can eat a handful of chips without being tempted to eat more. I'm an abstainer, and for this reason, I try to limit the amount of cheat days or cheat meals I have. Once I start cheating, it's hard for me to stop. A moderator, on the other hand, might be okay with having more cheat days or cheat meals because this person is skilled at doing things in moderation and likely won't overdo it. Are you an abstainer or a moderator? Based on which one you are, you can decide how strict you want to be with your diet and how often you will have cheat days or cheat meals. 2. Eat foods you like. This one seems pretty obvious, but surprisingly, a lot of people don't do this when they're dieting. Some people instead choose foods based on what's the healthiest, even if that excludes all of the food they actually like. If I ate beets, fish, and cilantro all day, all foods I can't stand, I wouldn't feel very motivated to keep eating clean. I make sure to eat plenty of foods I like apples, carrots with hummus dip, bananas, and watermelon. 3. Trick yourself into eating healthier. I like the majority of the food I eat, but there are a few foods that I want to include in my diet even though I don't like them very much. For example, I don't like kale, but it is a superfood and has many nutritional benefits, so I want to include it in my diet. I eat salads for lunch that are mostly spinach, which I like, with a little bit of kale thrown in. You can add small amounts of foods you don't love to dishes that you do like, and you'll hardly even notice. 4. Change your perspective. If you're focused on losing weight, and you aren't losing weight, you might become frustrated and feel tempted to give up. Instead, try changing your perspective. Losing weight is important if you're overweight, but even if you aren't losing weight, you are getting healthier. Eating a healthy diet can benefit you in many ways even if you don't see it. It reduces your risk of many diseases, gives you more energy, and fills you up more quickly. If you focus on how much healthier you're becoming instead of how much weight you've lost, you'll probably be much more likely to stick with clean eating. And 5, don't let it break your budget. It's hard to stick with a healthy diet if it's busting your budget every month. Eating clean on a tight budget can be challenging at times, but it is possible. Recap. When you're struggling to feel motivated to continue eating clean, remember that you can do it. If I can do it, anyone can. Make sure to choose the best approach for you based on whether you're an abstainer or a moderator. Eat plenty of foods you like. Trick yourself into eating the foods you don't like. Focus on getting healthier instead of just weight loss. and don't let clean eating break your budget. You've got this. You just listened to the post titled, How to Stick with Clean Eating When You're Tempted to Give Up by Jen Hayes of jenhayes.me. Dr. Neal here for my commentary. I want to clarify something. There isn't a good or bad approach, meaning it's totally okay if you're a moderator and it's totally okay if you're an abstainer. If it works for you, then it's the right approach. And I'm a big fan of Jen's fourth tip, changing your perspective. Every so often, especially when you find your motivation is a bit lacking, remind yourself why you're doing this. Why is it important to you and your family to eat nutritious foods most of the time? If you can remind yourself of this, usually it will serve to remotivate you and help you stay on track. All right, that'll do it for today. Don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow for our usual Friday Q&A, so definitely stay tuned for that, where your optimal life awaits.